The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Why, hi there, my name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for the 22nd of February, 2024. There's enough twos and even numbers here to make you want to go play your local lottery. Anyway, got a good one for you tonight, or this afternoon, potentially. A preview of the NLCS. Come whenever we get there. Let me take a pill first. Uncle Ron needs his medicine.
Oh, you need to keep you alive, sir.
Wave hi to the camera.
Hi, everyone.
All right. So now that I've done that, potential preview of the NLCS. The Pirates are hanging in there, and they got back-to-back streams. They'll be with us on Monday morning at 11:45 Eastern. 11:45 Eastern. Note the time change, as they will host the Cincinnati Reds. Today they have the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they're going to go with Bob Walk, who had a really good year in 1988. I'd forgotten that. 12-10 in real life and an earned average of 271. He will face Fernando Valenzuela, who Tommy Lasorda had pretty much beaten his arm to a pulp by 88. But, you know, it's still Fernando, and it still should be good. So it's the Dodgers on a beautiful night in Pittsburgh against the Pirates. Let's do this, shall we? As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988. Today, from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it is the Pittsburgh Pirates and the LA Dodgers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Hey, I don't even have to hit the F5 button. So here we go. It's Fernando Valenzuela for the Dodgers, making his 7th start of the year against Bob Walker, the Pirates, who's making his 7th start of the year. And again, a beautiful night here in Pittsburgh. 71, no wind. Clear skies. You'd think it was spring or something. I don't know. Bob Walker taking the hill for the Pirates, 25th in ERA in the National League. Whirlybird is 32. That fastball is Bugs Bunny at 83 and a fly ball pitcher. He'll make 32 starts on the year before he's all is said and done. This is, again, as I said, start number 7. He pitched against the Padres 5 days ago and beat them 5-2. 8 innings, 117 pitches, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a walk and 2 strikeouts. So for Walk, 40 2/3, 33 hits, 19 runs, 15 earned. He gave up a home run to the Cardinals on the 20th of April. He has walked 15, and if there is an Achilles heel for Walk, is he does too much of his namesake. How you doing, John? And Walk has struck out 9 so far. Now, in real life, he walked 65 and struck out 81. So he is a pitch-to-contact pitcher. But so far, not a lot of contact. Here's the Dodger lineup for you. Steve Sachs at second will lead off. Mike Davis in center will bat second. Kirk Gibson in left will hit third. Pedro Guerrero at third cleans up. Mike Marshall at first will bat fifth. Again, Danny Heap in right will go sixth. Mike Scioscia behind the plate, batting 7th. Alfredo Griffin at short will go 8th. And Fernando Valenzuela, a decent hitting pitcher, by the way, will bat 9th. Walk, if all goes well, could pitch into the 8th. He's got 115 Bugs Bunny deliveries at his disposal, give or take. Diaz, whoever that is a 2-1 in left. Andy Van Slyke is 7-8 in center. Darnell Coles over from the Tigers, a 4-4 in right. Bobby Bonilla is a 6 at third. Felix Fermin is a 5 at short. Jose Lind is a 7 at second. Randy Milligan, I think he gets traded for Joe Orsulak, doesn't he? He's a 7 at first. Junior Ortiz a 4 and a 7 behind the plate. And Walk is a 7 on the mound with a 9.50. fielding percentage. And John, just so you know, it's 11:45 on Monday. I have an appointment at 1 every other Monday, so 11:45 for the Reds and the Pirates. It's a John special. What would you do if I actually did a Reds-Phillies game? Who would you root for? Steve Sachs at 278, no homers and 4 RBI. Walk is ready, Sachs is ready, and here we go. Right up the box, lead behind the bag at second, over to Milligan, and that's how this one starts, 1 away. Mike Davis at 239, a triple and 4 RBI. Mike, not much of a hitter. And we know that for some of you, it's school vacation week and your kids are at home, and so we'll say hello on YouTube to you. Pitch to Davis. Struck him out. What got him to chase an 0-2 fastball? That would even be a light change for most modern pitchers at 83. Here's Gibson. Gibby at 314. That's pa. 9 homers and 22 RBI. And 88, John says, I'd probably root for the Reds and make fun of the pillows. Now, who was it? In 79, the Phillies wore those god-awful Oompa Loompa cherry uniforms. Pitch to Gibson. Fly ball, right field. Cole's moving over in the alley, and that will be the side in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Half an inning down, no score. So here's Fernando. He's making his 7th out of 22 starts. I don't remember if he pitched in the playoffs or not. 28 years old. He throws the screwball, and when he does go with a fastball, it's an 88. He's a ground ball plus pitcher. His last start was against the Cardinals 5 days ago. Wow, he went 8 2/3 in a 3-1 win and didn't get the decision. 135 pitches, 12 hits, just 1 run. It was earned. However, he walked 5 and struck out 5. Overall for Fernando, how you doing, Mike in the truck? Fernando has thrown 41 1/3 innings, 47 hits, 20 runs, 18 of those earned. He's given up 2 home runs. He's walked 20 while striking out just 18, and he's 1-2 with a 3.92 ERA. Steeler fan, how are you? We've missed you. Thanks for the sub. In real life, 5-8, a save, and a 4.24 ERA, and he walked more than he struck out. 88 Philadelphia might as well be the pillow, John says. Anyway, I believe they wore the burgundy uniform for 1 game. The fans hated them and the players hated them. They looked like Veruca Salt from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Felix Fermin, by the way, leads off at short for the Pirates. Jose Lean will play second and bat second. Andy Van Slyke in center will go third. Bobby Bonilla is at third. He'll clean it up. No Barry Bonds today, by the way. Darnell Coles in right will bat fifth. Randy Milligan at first will go sixth. It's Mike Diaz who fills in for Barry Bonds, and left will bat seventh. Junior Ortiz behind the plate goes eighth, and Bob Walk on the hill will go ninth. Mrs. and I are doing great. She's recovered from COVID. Glad you are with us. There's 3 people in the Pirate lineup today that played more than 100 games. Lean, Van Slyke, and Bonilla. Everyone else is a part-timer. Walk will bat ninth on the mound, and Fernando can go 8. 120 pitches defensively for the Dodgers. Kirk Gibson a 5 and a 3 in left. Mike Davis a 3 and an 8 in center. Danny is a heap 6 and a 2 in right. Guerrero a 3 at third. Alfredo Griffin a 7 at short. Steve Sachs a 4 at second. Mike Marshall a 2 at first. Sosha a 9 and a 6 behind the plate. And Fernando is a 7 on the mound with a 9.78 fielding percentage. Felix Fermin is 3 for 7 on the young for his season. He does have a triple and an RBI. And he grounds this one to Fernando. Third base side of the rubber. A long throw to Marshall, and Fermin is out. One away. So here's Chico Lean hitting .339. 3 triples, a homer, and 14 RBI. Into right. Heap. 2 out. Andy Van Slyke at .284. Six triples. Get 15. 3 homers and 17 RBI, and no one is wearing pants thin enough that you can see through them. There's a slow chopper to Sachs. Steve has to hurry his throw to first, and Van Slyke is retired. Down go the Pirates in the first after 1, no score. So Guerrero, Marshall, and Heap to face Walk here in the second. Petey at .365, 3 homers and 20 RBI. I hope he likes St. Louis. Pitch to Guerrero, popped up, left side for Mean. That's a rainmaker. 1 out. Brings up Mike Marshall at .279, 3 homers and 19 RBI. I can see going with a thinner uniform. If you're not familiar, apparently the players are not real happy with the uniforms for the upcoming season. I mean, it's a far cry from when you were issued a home white and a road gray wool, and you got one of each for the entire year, and you wore it whether you were in Boston in April or Chicago in August. You had to make that work, but you don't want something so thin that, well, the jokes kind of write themselves, if you know what I mean. Pitch to Marshall, into center. Van Slyke coming in, and will make the catch. 2 out. Danny Heap at .353 and no homers and 5 RBI. They have used a cooler summer uniform for the last few years. And they have vents along the side. And when I worked at the store, we were selling those. Wasn't anything that I thought was all that attractive, but I'm not the one standing out on a plastic field in 90-degree heat for 3 hours. Pitch to Heap. Slow ground ball past Bonilla, and that's a base hit. So 2 out, first base runner of the ball game. And here's Sosha at 193. Actually, no, it wouldn't. Yeah. 193, a homer, and 13 RBI. You know he's going to be a better hitter than that. Walk from the stretch. Popped up. Ortiz to the screen, but I'm afraid he's going to run out of real estate. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Got him. So Walker struck out 2. Sosha tips it in the glove, and Ortiz hangs on. No runs, a hit. The Dodgers leave on a runner. After an inning and a half, no score. So Bonilla, Coles, and Randy Milligan to face Fernando here in the second. 4, 5, and 6. Bobby Bowe at .339. 7 home runs already. This is game 32 for the Pirates. And he's driven in 29. And speaking of 29, this is game 29 for the Dodgers. Left field, Gibson Kearns watches it go. No doubter down the line and left, and the Pirates lead at 1-0. So Bonilla just smashed his 8th of the year. And that ball is gone. So Fernando caught way too much of the plate with that, and Bonilla just was that's easy to turn on. So the first hit for the Pirates is the first run of the ball game, and that'll bring up Darnell Coles hitting .276, no homers, a triple, and 6 RBI. Popped up, Gibson has it for the out, 1 away. Randy Milligan hitting .227, has 3 homers in 44 at-bats. and has driven in 15. One of the reasons why the Pirates are off to such a great start. In the right, Heap has it for the out, 2 away. So here is Mike Diaz. When you talk about Barry Bonds in left field, and sometimes your superstars need a day off, and for Johnny Carson that was either Joan Rivers or Jay Leno or David Brenner if you go back far enough. But imagine paying full price for a ticket for the Pirates and thinking you get to see Barry Bonds, and Mike Diaz is the name filled in on the card. He's 2 for 4, by the way. Has an RBI. 2 out, 1-0 Pirates here in the second. In the left, Gibson coming in and will make the catch to retire the side. 1 run on the solo homer from Bonilla. A hit, no errors. And we go to the third here at Three Rivers. 1-0 Pirates. Don't know if Mike in the truck is still watching. It'll be Griffin, Fernando, and Sachs here in the third. I would imagine that this was a pretty intimidating ballpark as a football field, with the terrible towels and all that. That's true, Jamie. I'm not sure how intimidating it was as a baseball park. Alfredo at 208, a triple and 3 RBI. And Jamie says, I can't see Dodgers and Pirates and not think of my 1978 replay. Mendoza! Maldito! Yep. Griffin, up the box, lead has it, over to Milligan, 1 out. Now, of course, this is the era where you played teams in the other division 12 times in the National League. And the Pirates were contending, and the Dodgers were expected to go to the World Series, which they won. But they could not beat the Pirates. Mike only saw a couple Pirate games there. No foot. Oh, you never went there to see the Steelers? Here's Fernando, hitting .333, 4 for 12. Van Slyke running in, rides a Schwinn, coming way in and makes the catch, 2 out. Opening 9 for a walk, 31 pitches, 2 2/3. A hit and 2 strikeouts. Sachs is 0 for 1. Fermin has to make a snap throw. Sachs can run, but he is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors after 2.5. 1-0 Pittsburgh. Steeler fan. Saw some Steeler games there, but never the Pirates. Let's say I would think that Three Rivers would have been pretty intimidating as a football stadium, just because of the era. Here's Junior Ortiz. Junior at 194 and 3 RBI. Ground ball to Marshall. Mike takes it to the bag for the out. 1 away. Brings up Watt, who's 1 for 11. That's an .091 average. He has struck out 5 times and has a single. In the left, Gibson has to hustle. Makes the catch, 2 out. Opening 9 for Fernando, 33 pitches, 2 2/3. The lone hit, the solo homer from Bobby Bonilla. Hasn't walked anybody nor struck anybody out. And it's one thing to be a pitch-to-contact pitcher, but when your whip is over 1.5, that's not good. Fermin is 0 for 1. Fernando deals. Right back up the box, Fernando throws to first, and that will retire the side. Pirates go in order in the third. Fernando and Walk having a pitcher's duel after 3. Pirates 1, Dodgers nothing. So Mike Davis, Kirk Gibson, and Pedro Guerrero here in the fourth. Davis, 1 of walks, 2 strikeouts. Van Slyke in the left center. Thumper's there. makes the catch. 1 out for Gibson, who's 0 for 1. Remember, Monday, 11:45 a.m., 15 minutes early, for the Reds and the Pirates, or the 1990 NLCS. Gibson hits a ground ball to first. Milligan to the bag himself. Gibby kind of half ran down the line, 2 out. Steeler fan had tickets to the second game ever at PNC against the Astros, but it was snowed out. He'd gone to Pittsburgh for games 1 and 2 of the opening round of the Stanley Cup playoffs versus the Caps. Well, that had been one of the years that the Caps blew a 3-1 lead. They were notorious for that. Here's Guerrero. Pedro is 0 for 1. The Igloo must have been a pretty fun place to watch a game, too. Pitch to Guerrero. Ground ball, third base side, and foul. Someone from McKeesport made the play. And the count is 0-2. Popped up. Right side. Leaned. Makes the catch. And that will retire this out. Oh, the Lemieux's comeback here. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. Dodgers go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Pirates. So the Pirates are in first place. They have a half-game lead over the Mets, 4 over the Phillies, and 4.5 over the Expos. In the West, the Reds by a game over the Dodgers, and then no one else is really chasing. American League East, again, the palpitations at ABC must be huge. Cleveland and Minnesota in the ALCS. Yeah? No? Don't think so? Milwaukee and the Yankees are within 5. The Red Sox are starting to play a little bit better. And in the West, Minnesota and Kansas City are tied. Oakland, what a difference a couple days makes. They were 5 back in a stream earlier this week. They've now cut that to 2. Seattle playing over their heads at 2.5 in Texas. The Pirates lead the National League in hitting at 268. The Dodgers are third at 262. Second in ERA at 309. And Bobby Bonilla is having an MVP year. In fact, the computer says he's the MVP. Jose Lind is 0 for 1. Ground ball, left side, base hit. So the second hit for the Pirates, Gibby will throw it back in. And Lind is not a threat to steal. Here's Van Slyke, and he's 0 for 1. At least you got to go to the hockey games. Steeler fan says, we did sneak in the ballpark and took some pictures, though. Really is gorgeous. The Clemente Bridge and that pirate gold. Pitch to Van Slyke. And Andy draws a walk. So here is the MVP at the plate. He homered his first time up. He's now driven in 30 and hit 8 home runs. So first and second, nobody out here in the 4th. Pirates lead the Dodgers 1-0. And he walked him. That was an unintentional intentional walk. A 4-ball walk. The Scroogey missed inside. And I'd rather face Darnell Coles than Bobby Bonilla, too. Although, look at that on-base percentage of 500. Coles is 0 for 1. Leaned on third. Van Slyke on second. And Bonilla on first. And Fernando just kind of scuffling his way through the game with nobody out here in the 4th. Struck him out. 2-2 fastball, and Coles chased. So Fernando tips the hat for the help, and a Randy Milligan ground ball can get the Dodgers out of it. Randy is 0 for 1. Fernando, beautiful night here in Pittsburgh, 69 degrees. Got him! A good morning and a good afternoon. A full count curve, and Milligan chased it. So Fernando standing a bit taller now on the mound. Meaning the Pirates are going to kick themselves if they can load the bases and can't score. And here's Mike Diaz, who's 0 for 1. Fernando, deep breath, looks skyward, goes, ground ball to Griffin. Alfredo goes to first. Diaz is out. And so Fernando works out of a bases-loaded jam with nobody out. How about that? No runs, 1 hit, and the Pirates leave on 3. And Jim Leland opens up a fresh pack of Chesterfields. After 4, it's still 1-0 Pirates. So Marshall, Heap, and Scioscia to face Bob Walk. Oh, man, does that sting. Marshall is 0 for 1. Walk deals. Right back to Bob. He throws to first, and they got him. Leland is just doing a slow burn in the dugout. You got the bases loaded and you can't score? Here's Danny Heap. He's 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. And Walk does his name. 3-1 fastball was high. And Heap watched it. So 1 out for Scioscia, who struck out his first time up. Up the box over Lean's glove, and that's in the center field for a single. So first and second, only the second hit for the Dodgers. It's only been 4 hits in the ballgame. Bonilla and Milligan play for the bunt. Heap on second, Scioscia on first, 1 out. Ortiz reminds Walk, strike zone, please. That is hit into left center field for a base hit. Heap will tie the ball game. Scioscia is into third, and Griffin is into second with his 4th double of the year. So the ball game is tied at 1, and Leland is now really steaming. Fernando is 0 for 1. Jamie says they might do it with tape and bubblegum, but this Dodger team knows how to put wins together. Mickey Hatcher, who had that incredible World Series. Again, sometimes it's not all about the glamour. It's about the pieces you have for the puzzle. And in '88, the Dodgers had all the pieces. Pitch to Fernando. Ground ball to Milligan. They'll trade the out for the run. So Scioscia scores. Fernando does his job. It's 2-1 LA, but there's 2 out. So Walk opening 18, 69 pitches, 4 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, all earned. A walk and 2 strikeouts, and Griffin on third. Sachs is 0 for 2. And that's a base hit in the left field. Diaz will pick it up. Griffin will score with ease. Fermin should have leaped a little bit earlier. Not great defensively, but he's just a kid, and it's 3-1 Dodgers. So here's Mike Davis. Mike is 0 for 2. He is struck out. And walked him again. So kind of everyone falling off the script here in the 5th for Pittsburgh. Full count fastball was low and in. Sachs on second, Davis on first for Kirk Gibson. And remember, for the Pirates, it's a learning experience in '88. They'll get there. Pitch to Gibby. Popped up. Plopped him up. Fermin with a rainmaker makes the catch, and that'll do it. It is a windy day here in Burlington. It's all I've heard for days is the wind. You'd think it was November. The Dodgers, 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors, and halfway home on a Thursday. It's 3-1 LA. Well, if you joined us late, Dodgers 3-1 over the Pirates, and that just happened. Bobby Bonilla, who's having a monster year, a solo shot in the second, put the Pirates up 1-0, and then they loaded the bases in the fourth and could not score. Wow, and then the Dodgers made them pay. They score 3 in the fifth. Alfredo Griffin, an RBI double to score Danny Heap. Fernando Valenzuela, a fielder's choice, to make it 2-1. And then just a moment ago, take a drink and talk at the same time, and you wonder why you burp. Steve Sachs single scored Alfredo Griffin to make it 3-1. So Fernando, a 2-hitter through 4. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. The home run belonging to Bonilla. Bob Walk has walked 2, 4 hits through 5, and 3 runs. So Ortiz, Walk, and Fermin to face Fernando here in the fifth. Junior is 0 for 1. In the right, Heap. Is he going to run out of room? No, he's not. Makes the catch, 1 out. For Walk, who will bat here, he's 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to first. Marshall takes it to the bag, 2 out. So opening 18 for Valenzuela. 78 pitches, 4 2/3, 2 hits. The home run to Bonilla. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. One of the rare times that you ever saw or heard Vin Scully get flustered came in a Dodger-Pirate game pretty much in this era. One of those Sunday afternoon telecasts back to L.A. Fermin is 0 for 2. Flies this one to shallow left center. Davis running in, rides a swing, makes the catch, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 6th. It's the Dodgers 3, the Pirates 1. So it'll be Guerrero, Marshall, and Heap to face Walk. So it's a Sunday afternoon game. The Dodgers are getting pummeled. I think 11-0. One of those, if you've turned it on, either you haven't woken up after your night out on the town, or you fell asleep watching the Three Stooges and woke up with the game on. Because certainly you're not watching an 11-0 game. Guerrero is 0 for 2. Walks pitch in the right. Coles will make the catch for the out. 1 away. Marshall is 0 for 2. So Greg Brock is on first. Doesn't matter. How you doing, Big Dave? Doesn't really matter who the hitter is. And so there's a ground ball, and it gets through, and Joey Amalfitano is the third base coach. And so the best explanation you can get is that Amalfitano thought that Greg Brock was Lou Brock, and he waves him around second to third. And whoever was in right field, it might have been Orsulak, for the Pirates, threw such a strike that it had Brock out by a good 20-25 feet. It wasn't even close. And again, the Dodgers are down 11 runs at that point. They're not winning the ball game. And Vinny's doing his call and being fair and all that. And here's the throw, and he's out by a mile. And then he skips a couple beats and goes, "Oh, come on!" And you never heard Vinny really root for the Dodgers. But yeah. Look that one up on YouTube. It's funny because Vinny got flapped. Pitch to Marshall. Base hit left field. Diaz will grab it. Marshall has a single. Maybe more. Diaz doesn't have a good arm at all. He throws to lean. Marshall slides, and Mike has his 5th double of the year. That's on Diaz not knowing how to play left field. Oh, thank you, Steeler fan. 2 reasons to watch an 11-0 game. Your Astros have 11, and I'd be on the call. Thank you very much. Here's Heat. Danny has an RBI, a run scored, a walk, and a single. In the right center, Van Slyke moving over, makes the catch. Here's Sosha. Mike is 1 for 2. He has singled, scored, and struck out. The most excited I ever saw Scully get for a Dodger game was the Gibson homer. Speaking of finding calls on YouTube, Don Drysdale called that for KABC, the Dodgers station, and that call will give you goosebumps. Pitch to Sosha. Popped up. Van Slyke, right center, makes the catch, and Marshall will, well, he's going to be stranded there. No runs, a hit, and no errors. Dodgers have left on 4 after 5.5. It's 3-1. So leaned Van Slyke and Bonilla to face Fernando here in the 6th. Up until recently, I had never heard Bill King, the great announcer for the Raiders, the Warriors, and the A's on radio. I had never heard Bill King's call of Gibson's home run in Game 1 of the 88 series. It is fantastic. It is the right balance of disappointment because your team has given it up. The realization that you're facing Oral Hershiser in Game 2 in a year where Oral dominated. And the fact that he recognized that was just a fantastic moment. It just happened against your team. Struck him out. Fernando got lean to chase an 0-2 curve. 1 out for Van Slyke, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. So 4 Hall of Fame calls on that in English. Scully on television on NBC. Jack Buck on CBS Radio. Don Drysdale on KABC. And I don't remember what the A's flagship station was, but Bill King there. I still prefer Scully's. In the right center, back goes Heat, way back, but that's playable, and Danny will make the catch. No wind here, 66 degrees, 2 out here in the 6th, and no wind. Bobby Bonilla has a solo homer, and that came in the 2nd. Fernando has held the Pirates to 2 hits. Crowd likes it. So does Davis. No, it fell off the wall. I thought he was going to reach it, and he just hesitated at the last second, and Bonilla has his 10th double of the year. Davis slowed down like he had it in his sights, and then he realized he didn't. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So for Bonilla, that's his 10th double of the year, which is one of the reasons why he is considered the best player in the National League so far. Here's Coles. Darnell is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. In the left, Gibson, that's going to hook foul, and someone from Charleston, West Virginia made that catch. There, you've heard Jack Buck's call 1,000 times. I don't believe what I just saw. I don't believe what I just saw. 1-2 the count to Coles. Drysdales and Kings you got to search for, but they are on YouTube. Heap will make the catch, and we've played 6. And after 6, no runs, a hit, and no errors. It's the Dodgers 3, the Pirates 1. You usually, for years, you heard Buck's call more often than you did Scully's of that. The best Jack Buck call I ever heard. Alfredo Griffin has doubled. He's 1 for 2. An RBI and a run scored. Was off one on radio that Scully called on television. It was Ozzie Smith's homer against Nietenfuer in the 85 NLCS. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. Right back up the box. Fermin can't get there, and Griffin has a seeing eye single if there ever was one. That's one of those even on the turf, which should give you a true bounce, has kind of skipped its way through. So here's Fernando. Has an RBI. I gotta watch pitch count here. They're playing for the bunt. Bonilla and Milligan are coming in. Griffin on first. He does put one down. Walk throws to Lean, covering the bag at first. And there is one out here in the 7th. So 27 batters for Walk, 97 pitches, 6 1/3. 6 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. You love watching that whole half inning. I'm assuming we're talking about the 88 series. The tension is incredible. Still remember where I was and who I was with. I was a senior in high school. It was a Saturday night. I was watching with my parents. They were kind of waiting for Saturday Night Live. And it was. And the longer that at-bat went, the more dramatic you knew it would be. And at one point, pitch to Sachs. Here's a ground ball to Milligan. Randy's got it, takes it to the bag himself. And Griffin goes to third. 2 out. Gibson tries to, if you remember, Gibson tries to leg out a grounder that, thankfully for the Dodgers, if you're a Dodger fan, rolled foul. And Scully is going. It had to be an effort to run that far. And you knew it was. Here's Mike Davis. He's 0 for 2. He's walked and struck out. And at one point, I mean, the artistry of Scully. Everyone talks about how his call of Sandy Koufax's perfect 9th inning is poetry. And it is. It's 9:32 in the City of Angels and all that. But at one point, Gibby's trying to get comfortable in the box. And Scully's just watching his legs. And he's whinnying there like a horse. I mean, it just, the moment is just incredible. The only other thing I could think of as far as moment in that would have been Game 6 of the 11 World Series, when the Rangers were down to that last strike a couple times and David Freese won it. I mean, those moments don't happen all that often, and when they do, it's magic. It's absolute magic. Pitch to Davis, and walked him. Bob says, just concentrate on us, will you? Speaking of Gibson, 2 on, 2 out. Gibby is 0 for 3. Walk is now walk 3. That was a full count fastball at 81. That missed inside and high. And he walks Gibson. Yeah, no, I think it's one of those things that you just kind of, as Charlie Slows would say, remember where you are so you remember where you were. And I think we're going to take out Walk. Let's go to the mound. Walk might be tiring. So Barry Jones is going to come in. Barry is 25. Ground ball plus pitcher. Fastball at 89. Making his 11th appearance. He's 1-0 with a 2.19 ERA. Pitched on the 9th 2 days ago against the the Giants. 11-9 win, 1 inning. He didn't help. 29 pitches, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Overall for Jones, 12 1/3. 9 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 13. And you know when you give up a couple runs and your ERA jumps to 2.19, you are doing something kind of special. He could go up to 2 innings. He would bat 4th in the 7th. Well, right now, a 2 out with Griffin on third, Davis on second, and Gibson on first. His job is to get Guerrero and keep this a 2-run ball game. PD is 0 for 3. Jones winds and fires back up the box. Barry has it, throws to Milligan, and that will retire the side. Stretch time, 3-1 Dodgers. Well, for the second time in the ball game, a team had the bases loaded and could not score. It wasn't as bad for the Dodgers as it was for the Pirates because Pittsburgh had nobody out in the third when they couldn't move anybody in. So even if Barry Jones just throws that one pitch, it'll at least have a chance. It'll be Milligan, Diaz, and Ortiz. Fernando really kind of nibbling a bit too much. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. John was watching in his friend's dorm room. Let's do Milligan's at bat. He's 0 for 2 in the strikeout. Struck him out. That's 4. An 0-2 curve got him in the inside corner. So John was watching in a friend's dorm room who happened to be a die-hard Dodger fan. The room was packed, so I sat on the floor with my back against the bed about 5 feet from the TV. My buddy was heartbroken when Gibby didn't play. I told him, don't worry, he'll come up and hit a pinch hit game-winning home run. In the 0-1 World Series, it was a game, whatever the December or November 1st game was. We've had enough of the Mike Diaz story. So enter Mr. Bonds, who does not have a pinch hit, hitting .304, 7 homers, and 15 RBI. Going into the bottom of the 10th, and Joe Buck is reading who's going to go, and I'm going to myself, that game isn't getting past Jeter. I don't know what that was, the spidey sense of that game isn't getting past Jeter. Jeter's going to win the ballgame. Sure enough, as the clock struck midnight on November 1st, 2001, Jeter homers down the line and right, and the Yankees won that game. I think it was game 4. Pitch to Bonds. That worked. Ron popped up. Sacks makes the catch for the 2 out. Of course, I'm sure you've heard the story about how Scully, leaving for work? It's only one, not even 1 yet. Okay. Scully so incensed Gibson about not playing in the Dodger dugout. At one point, Scully asked for the cameras to pan in there, and poor Kirk Gibson, he's so hurt that he's not even watching the game from the dugout. And Gibson said a few words that you can't say in a family stream. Ortiz, by the way, is 0 for 2. Tell Tommy I'll be ready. And so he got dressed, took some swings in the hallway, and the rest is history. But a lot of that is Scully just feeling sorry for him, and Gibson going, to hell with that. Pitch to Ortiz. And he draws the walk. So Barry Jones will not hit. Who can hit a lefty? R.J. Reynolds. R.J., there's no picture here, does have at least one pinch hit. 20 for 71. On a replay, 282, 2 homers, and 12 RBI. He is the tying run with 2 out here in the 7th. Gets away from Socha, and Ortiz moves up 90 on a wild pitch. That fastball went over everybody's head, kind of like most of my jokes, and the count is a ball and no strikes. So Fernando on the 65-degree night in Pittsburgh takes a deep breath. Pitch to Reynolds. Fly ball, left field, back goes Gibson. That ball is gone. A pinch hit home run that clears the foul pole. And the Pirates have tied this game at 3. His 3rd of the year. And we're all shiny and new. So Fernando, one batter too many, and Reynolds made him pay. My goodness. And if you wonder why the Pirates seem to be the legitimate story here in 1988, that be it. That's only their 4th hit of the ball game. Fernando, 6 2/3, 27 batters, 108 pitches. He's only allowed 4 hits, but 2 of them have left the yard. Bonilla in the 2nd, and Reynolds a moment ago. He has walked 3 while striking out 4. Felix Fermin is 0 for 3. There's a ground ball to Griffin over to Marshall. And put 6-3 in the book for that. A huge inning and a huge home run. 2 runs on the pinch hit homer from Reynolds. And after 7, it's the Pirates 3, the Dodgers 3. So Bonds goes in the game and left. He'll be a 6 and a 3 there. They're going to go with Scott Medvin. They want to save Gott for later. Medvin is 1-0. He's making his 3rd appearance. He's 27, fastball at 88, and a fly ball pitcher. He pitched this is his 3rd appearance in a row. He beat the Giants 2 days ago on the 9th, 11-9, and last night in a 5-1 win on a Tuesday, went 1 inning, 16 pitches, and allowed a hit. In real life, 3-0, a 4.88 ERA, 27 2/3, 23 hits, a home run. He has walked 9 and struck out 16. Marshall, Heap, and Socha for the Dodgers here in the 8th. What a ball game! And Franklin Stubbs is going to pinch hit. So the wheels start to turn. Stubbs does have a pinch hit homer. Overall, 278, a home run, and 3 RBI. Got him. And 0-2 fastball swung on and missed. So 1 out for Heap. Danny 1 for 2. A run scored and a walk. In the right center, Van Slyke going back. Should make the catch. He does. 2 away. So, if Jamie's still here, it looks like the Dodgers and Pirates are 10 years later living up to what happened in that 78 replay. Lorenzo would get so mad. Oh, boy. Oh, would I get yelled at for those games. He would try to bribe me, too. Didn't work. Here's Socha. Mike is 1 for 3. He has singled, scored, and struck out. Medvin deals, and he struck him out. He struck out, too. We go to the bottom of the 8th here at Three Rivers. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's the Dodgers and Pirates tied at 3. So Fernando's day is done. Brian Holton will be coming in. Brian is 29, fastball at 88, an extreme ground ball pitcher. 2-1 with a 4.61 ERA. He's had some rest. He hasn't pitched since the 8th. He went 1/3 of an inning against the Cardinals. Faced a couple of batters, struck out 1, gave up a hit on 10 pitches. Not been a great start for Brian. 13 2/3, 23 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 4 walks and 7 strikeouts. That 78 replay, Jamie says, was your it was fun. Although I really enjoyed 85. I mean, John Tudor just became so much of a story, and I honestly thought the Blue Jays were going to choke away a 3-0 lead. Holton in real life, 7-3 in the save. Leaned 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Up the middle, Griffin. The Stubbs, 1 out. So, Stubbs in the 5 hole. We got some changes here. So, Holton on the mound. Mickey Hatcher is in right field. He's a 5 and a 9. And Stubbs is at first. And he's a 5. So here's Van Slyke, and he's 0 for 2 with a walk. 1 out, 3-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. And he draws the walk. He's the go-ahead run. Got starting to loosen in the pen for Pittsburgh. Bonilla has had himself a day. He's now hitting .351. He has doubled, homered, and walked. When we get, speaking of that 78 replay, we talk about the Dodgers and the Pirates and all the fun we had with that. But if you ever would have thought that ALCS went 5, it was the Rangers and the Yankees, and if we were clever, we'd have video clips of that. But you could have knocked me over with a feather if you told me that the Rangers would have chased Ron Guidry in the 2nd inning of Game 5. And it was Bobby Bonds who did it. He had 2 home runs, and the Rangers won the pennant. And there's a balk, and Van Slyke goes to second, and Lasorda bolts out of the dugout with a thing of Slim Fast in his hand, and he throws it at the umpire, and he is gone. Says, I don't drink that chocolate stuff. Get that chocolate stuff out of here. I'm a cappuccino guy. Here's Bonilla again. Van Slyke now in scoring position. I wonder if they're going to walk Bonilla for Coles. Nope, they pitch his fly ball to right. Hatcher, who's a 5 and a 9 out there, comes in to make the catch. Van Slyke will tag and hold. 2 out for Coles, who is 0 for 3. Who they got? They got Cangelosi. And they'll make that move. Cangelosi is a 500 pinch hitter overall, 3 for 18 with a double. So Van Slyke on second, Cangelosi at the plate. Rips this one into right center. That's going all the way to the wall. Van Slyke is going to score. Davis gets it. Cangelosi digging for third. The throw to Guerrero is not in time, and the Pirates lead it 4-3. He had 1 real-life triple, and he gets it now at one of the biggest points of the ball game. And somewhere my critics just fall out of their couches. So Cangelosi, a pinch hit triple. So the Pirates today have had a pinch hit home run and a pinch hit triple. And so here's Randy Milligan, who's 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. And so Holton is on the hook for the loss at the moment. And Milligan's going to get in an insurance run as that's going to bounce in front of Hatcher. It's now 5-3 Pittsburgh. Griffin, Hatcher, and Sachs do up for the Dodgers in the 9th. Here's Barry Bonds. Barry is 0 for 1. Milligan on first. There's 2 out. This has all come with 2 out. And that's in the left field for a base hit. Gibson throws it back in. Milligan has gone to third, and there's now runners on the corners for Junior Ortiz. And if you listen really carefully, you can hear strains of Sister Sledge playing through the concourses here at Three Rivers Stadium. Can you hear it? We are family. Sosa reminds Holton, just get the last out. Runners on the corners, pitch to Ortiz, and he draws a walk. And so Brian Holton has left a great big mess on the bed. Jay Howell's coming in, a pitching change with 2 out in the 8th here at Three Rivers. Well, Jay Howell, not a save situation, is 33. His fastball is at 94 and a ground ball plus pitcher. 13th appearance. He went 3 days ago, picked up the save against the Cardinals in a 3-2 win, got 6 outs, and did it on 20 pitches. Allowed a hit and a strikeout. 13 innings for Jay, 9 hits, 4 runs all earned. He gave up a home run. He hasn't walked anybody yet. You're welcome. And has struck out 12. Pirates will pinch hit again. And it will be Sid Bream, who does have 2 pinch hit RBI. He's driven in 17 all told. He's hitting .281. So it's Milligan on third, Bonds on second, and Ortiz on first. Pirates lead it here in the bottom of the 8th, 5-3. Howell, deep breath and deals. Bream sends this one into left. Gibson will grab it, and the Pirates, for the second time today, leave them loaded. However, 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We go to the 9th. It's 5-3 Pittsburgh. Cangelosi is a 4 range, but a ramen noodle arm of 1 in right field. And Jim Gott, who's pitched 3 days out of 4, will try to get the 3 outs to get his 10th save. He's making his 16th appearance. He's 29 years old, fastball at 94. He's pitched 5 days out of 6. So he's got a rubber arm, but he doesn't go more than 1 inning, except for the game where I had him pitch 4. An 11-9 win on May 9th. He went 13 pitches, got the side, and struck out 1 overall, 17 in the third, 16 hits, 2 runs both earned. A home run came opening his first appearance against the Cardinals in St. Louis. He's walked 3 and struck out 17. He has had 9 save opportunities and converted all 9. Griffin, Hatcher, and Sachs. 2 to tie, 3 to go ahead. I hear goats in my ear. Alfredo Griffin is 2 for 3. He has singled, doubled, driven in a run, and scored. To third, Bonilla. 1 out. Mickey Hatcher is hitting .250, no homers, and 10 RBI. And forgot who it was earlier that talked about the MacGyver method here for the Dodgers and winning it all. You know, duct tape and bubble gum. Well, here he is, Mr. Duct Tape and Bubblegum. He draws the walk, and that brings up the tying run in Steve Sachs. Steve is 1 for 4. He has singled and driven in a run. Hatcher has my speed at first. In fact, I might be faster, and that's saying something. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. They've left on 7. The Pirates, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and they have left on 7. But they have chopped a 3-1 deficit into a 5-3 lead. Left field, Bonds coming in by foul territory, makes the catch, and it's last chance saloon time for the Dodgers. So here's Mike Davis. He's walked twice. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Got feeling pretty good right now. But remember, Davis is the tying run, and Kirk Gibson is on deck. There goes Hatcher. That's down the line. Cangelosi will grab it. Hatcher, he's doing his best engine of the train that thinks it can. He's going to try and score, and they're going to let him score. Mike Davis with a double. It's 5-4. There's 2 out, and there is no way in purgatory I'm letting Kirk Gibson beat me. So Gibby draws the intentional walk. If Gott's going to blow this, it's going to be Guerrero, who is 0 for 4. Pretty good ball game, eh? So Mike Davis on second, and Kirk Gibson the go-ahead run on first. And Jim Gott went from breezing through to being a nervous wreck. If we go to the bottom of the 9th, Fermin, Lind, and Van Slyke. Left field, Bonds to the wall, and that is off the wall. Davis scores. Gibson scores. The Dodgers have put a 3 spot up and take the lead 6-5. A line shot that Bonds couldn't flag down. It was just too much. And Guerrero is in the second standing. The Dodgers have a 3 spot on the board. All this with 2 out. So here's Stubbs. He struck out his first time up, but this one has been all that in a bag of chips. Foul. Third base side, and a disgusted fan from Pittsburgh throws that back in. Doesn't even want the souvenir. Again, Fermin, Lind, and Van Slyke. Into right. Cangelosi turns and watches it go. Oh my goodness, that's in the second deck. And the Dodgers now lead it 8-5. Somewhere out on the West Coast, a bunch of goats are having a really good time right now. Stubbs just put all of that one in there, and that's what you get. I mean, Gott, again, had pitched 4 days in a row. He didn't pitch last night. But 5 days out of 6 is probably one too many. Franklin Ticket Stubbs. So what do you do with Howell? You're going to pinch hit for him? 8-5 Dodgers. Jeff Hamilton will pinch hit. Has 2 pinch hit home runs and driven in 5. Overall, 292 homers and 9 RBI. So the Dodgers blew a 3-1 lead and then respond with 5 in the 9th. This one's playable. So the Dodgers were down to their last out, and now they have a 3-run lead. Alejandro Pena coming in to close it out. 8-5 Dodgers. So Dave Anderson is a 6 at third. He comes in. Alejandro Slow Pena, 29 years old. Fastball at 92. He has not converted a save yet. He's had 2 chances and converted none. But Jim Gott hadn't blown a save until today. He is 1-2 with a 5.79 ERA. He last pitched yesterday at Wrigley Field in a 10-6 loss. Went 1 inning, 12 pitches, allowed a strikeout, 9 1/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned, a homer. He's walked 2 and struck out 6. So Fermin leaned Van Slyke, and if any of them should reach, Bonilla. Fermin is 0 for 4. Helps if you put the mouse in the right spot. Popped up. Sosha to the screen, and I believe he has run out of real estate. So Gibson, Davis, and Hatcher in the outfield. Anderson, Griffin, Saxon, Stubb in the infield. And the battery is Pena and Sosha. A 2-2 count to Fermin. That is a ground ball to Sax. That's always an adventure behind the bag, but there is 1 out. Brings up lean Jose, 1 for 4. With the strikeout. There are stunned Pirates fans here. Absolutely stunned. Ground ball past Anderson, and leaned is on with 1 out for Van Slyke, who's 0 for 2. He has walked twice. What a ballgame. And Van Slyke strikes out a 1-2 fastball in there at the bell. So the last chance saloon is Bobby Bonilla. Cangelosi on deck. Bobby has doubled, hit a solo homer, scored and walked. But he's not the tying run. That at the moment is Cangelosi. Pena. Runner on first, 2 out. Winds and fires, fly ball to right field. Back goes Hatcher. He'll turn and watch it go. My goodness. It's now a 1-run game. Bonilla, his 2nd home run of the day and his 9th of the year, makes it 8-7. Bonilla just sent that one high and deep into the night sky here in Pittsburgh. I'm running out of superlatives here. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. If Cangelosi should reach, he's not going to homer, but he could reach, then you get Randy Milligan. But Cangelosi is a tying run. Pena reaching for the Alka-Seltzer. Winds and fires. That's a slow number to Pena, over to Stubbs, and the Dodgers win the ball game. What a ball game this was. They put 5 up in the 9th to stun the Pirates 8-7. 3 hours and 41 minutes. Franklin Stubbs is going to be our Digital Dice MVP. It was his home run that put the ball game away. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 7 left on. The Dodgers are 19-10. The Pirates fall to 20-12. Wow, I was right. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and the Pirates left on 7. That one was worth the price of admission. Jay Howell gets the win. He goes to 2-0. He only faced 1 batter. Doesn't matter. He finished out the 8th and got the win. Jim Gott blows his first save of the year. He gives up all 5 runs in that inning. Bob Walk, not a great effort. Fernando, an okay effort. Poor Medvin. He faced 3 batters, struck out 2, and thought he had the job done. And Barry Jones, he only need to face the one batter. The Dodgers' smoke and mirrors continue. Yep, it is MacGyver. It is an absolute MacGyver story. So, for the moment, the Pirates and Mets pull even. And the Dodgers are a half game behind the Reds. Who come into Pittsburgh for our next stream. Elsewhere, the Tigers beat the A's 2-1. Robinson 4-2. Storm Davis falls to 3-2. Henneman picks up his fourth save. Toronto beat Seattle 7-2. Dave Stieb 3-0. Moore falls to 2-3. Henke grabs a 7th save. Expos take advantage of 11 walks by Atlanta. They beat the Braves 3-1. Neil Heaton, where your value is guaranteed, 2-2. Kaufman falls to 0-2. Tim Burke picks up a 6th save. Reds beat the Phillies 5-2. Jose Rio 4-0. Harris falls to 3-1. Barry Larkin hits his 5th, 1-for-4 with a walk. White Sox beat the Yankees 7-4. Jack McDowell 3-3. Shields and Yarnell falls to 0-1. Bobby Thigpen gets his 7th. Cardinals beat the Giants 7-6. The Giants have collapsed. They fall to 13-20. Scott Terry 2-0. Scott Gereltz 0-7. Robbie Thompson, his 2nd of the year, 2-for-4 and 3 RBI. The Giants make 4 errors. Hey, the Padres beat the Cubs. That wasn't a night game. That's not until August. 8-7. Mark Brandt 2-1. Greg Maddux, wonder whatever happened to him. He goes to 2-6. Sean Dunston hits a 2nd, 2-for-4 and 2 RBI. Astros walk 10. Dwight Gooden downs Mike Scott easy 9-3. Gooden a 7-1. Strawberry hits his 11th home run. He's 1-for-2. He drives in 3. Brewers 8-3 over the Twins. Chris Bosio 4-2. Burt wasn't home by 11. He falls to 2-4. Gary Gaetti hits his 9th in the loss, 3-for-4 and 2 RBI. Orioles beat the Rangers in 10, 3-2. Williamson 3-3. Mitch Williams 2-1. Ruben Sierra 2-for-4 is 5th and steals a bag. Last but not least, California beats Cleveland 6-1 in LA. Mike Witt 4-2. Rich not yet 1-3. So Monday, we'll have the Pirates and the Reds at 11:45 a.m. Ron Robinson and Doug Drabick. Wednesday, we'll have Roger Clemens and Tallulah Bankhead as the Mariners and the Red Sox take the field. And then Thursday, I did not take a game. Who we got? Who we got here? Kansas City and the Twins. How about that? All right. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. That was fun. Final score: Dodgers 8, Pirates 7. Have a good week, everybody. So long.